Sometimes just getting a small whiff or taste of a possible new game release is enough to excite the senses. Here are some gaming leaks and rumors that have us really excited. Now, keep in mind, please, a lot of these games are still not officially confirmed and may end up not even being real, so take all of this with a grain of salt. Again, they're leaks and rumors of games. Still, there are some fun possibilities here. We're just chatting today, so let's get started off with number 10. This one seems likely kind of real because the developers themselves have kind of leaked it. A new Burnout Paradise game, or at least a spiritual successor to Burnout Paradise. Yeah, this comes from developer Stellar Entertainment, who was founded by somebody from Criterion who worked on the original Burnout games, but in recent years, they've worked on remasters for Need for Speed Unbound stuff, and Burnout Paradise Remastered. They were behind that. That was well received, and some eagle-eyed folks realized that the studio's website was hiring developers for a new AAA arcade racing title, specifically in Unreal Engine 5 for the new generation consoles. The potential there is huge because Burnout Paradise and the remaster re-release was great. People are in love with that game for a reason. Really, all the Burnout games. My favorite was Takedown, but believe it or not, then the developers just kind of tweeted it out. Yes, the Stellar Entertainment Twitter account posted Stellar without context, our way of giving you kind of weird insider intel about what we're working on without actually telling you what we're working on. And the bosses still haven't issued any takedowns. Happy days, with an image that says POV, you're about to be rear-ended. That sounds like car crashing stuff to me, and the tweet also references the word takedowns, which is, of course, a subtitle of a Burnout game, leading a lot of people to believe this is going to be a game that feels a lot like a Burnout game. I think that's pretty likely. Whether or not they managed to get the IP or something like that, I don't know. It's probably going to be its own thing. We've seen other game development studios try and make their own spiritual successors to the classic Burnout games, but this one, the pedigree behind it is pretty interesting, and we're really excited to see what comes of it. So again, it's not officially announced, but it is officially teased, sort of. So look forward to that. Next, over at number 9, we have the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake or remaster. This thing has now hit the rumor mill news cycle twice, thanks to different sources, with one of them being like a hiring LinkedIn spotted thing, and another just being an insider source from months back, that Ubisoft is looking to revive the Assassin's Creed 4 pirate game. One of the better Assassin's Creed games, if you ask me. It was a spin-off that had really good pirate ship, pirate adventuring mechanics. It's funny that they're doing this, and they're also planning on still releasing Skull and Bones, but still, the potential here is for something great, if it is the real deal. That being said, as someone who has absolutely played AC4 Black Flag top to bottom multiple times, platinumed it, I don't know if it really needs a full remake. I would rather spend those resources on a cool new idea, a new game. We still have Black Flag, it looks fine, but maybe it'll just be a simple re-release. The more people that play Black Flag, the better, because it was awesome. Again, this isn't official yet, but we've heard about it now for a while, and we're excited to see what potentially comes of it. Next, over at number 8, we have Beyond Good and Evil remaster re-release thing. Now, Beyond Good and Evil has been re-released in the past, but this one specifically would be a 20th anniversary special edition release, specifically titled Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. This leaked by accident. Someone found Xbox achievements that went up too early, and an ESRB rating leak suggesting that Ubisoft was planning on re-releasing this. So then the official Beyond Good and Evil social media account just took it and ran with it and said, hey, looks like the cat's out of the bag early, but more news to come about this special edition in early 2024. So there you have it. Another thing that's just kind of a rumor of a re-release that turned out to be true. We're excited to see what comes of it. Again, we're still just waiting for the next Beyond Good and Evil game. Who knows if that's ever releasing at this point. That's been in development for like a decade. But at the very least, this is a good opportunity for more people to play what was a really cool and interesting and exciting game back when it initially released like 20 years ago, which is insane to say that out loud. It's been 20 years since Beyond Good and Evil. Wow. Next, over at number 7, very early in the year, a new Five Nights at Freddy's game leaked. Some people missed this, but essentially a trailer drop from developer Mega Cat Studios a little bit too early that showed off a new spin-off Five Nights at Freddy's game called Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. This looks like a little bit more of a gamey, lo-fi 2D adventure, which just seems cool and just retro enough with a really interesting art style. To be honest, I don't know too much about Five Nights at Freddy's. It's kind of one of my gaming blind spots, but people seem to be excited about this because as soon as it leaked, the Reddit and everywhere just kind of went on fire. And when it did initially accidentally leak, the original creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon, wrote, "No need to keep it all hush-hush. It's okay. Yes, I was trying to keep it a secret for a bit longer, but now that it's out, that's fine. This game has been in development for a really long time, and we're proud of the final product. It will be a 10th anniversary game. And to be frank, it does look pretty cool. We don't know when it's dropping, but expect Into the Pit probably sometime in 2024. Now, next over at number 6, we have a Venom game. A Venom game is possibly a thing thanks to a bunch of information that was leaked from Sony Games and Insomniac Games because of a malicious ransomware hack where hackers essentially went after Insomniac's data and tried to hold it hostage, and then they released it all. So a bunch of stuff came out, some of their future plans, and we don't know how many of them will actually shake out because sometimes these things are just ideas, but there could be a Venom game in like 2027, among other things. This one, out of all of them, does make the most sense, specifically because if you played Spider-Man 2, you know, I mean, it's not a spoiler, but Venom is in it, and it's pretty cool at certain points of the game. So it makes sense for them to spin off and kind of make Venom its own thing. Also, because people just love Venom. People can't get enough of Venom. I mean, people like the Venom movies, which aren't even very good. That's just me. I'm sorry. But as a comic book fan, I am really excited to see if this is really a thing, if these leaks suggest it is really true, what they could possibly do with it. Because Venom, as always, has so much more potential than people realize. Next, over at number 5, there was a leak from Insider Gaming last year that suggested a new Blizzard survival game is coming. And it wouldn't be coming for a while, it'll be coming in 2027. This is thanks to people spotting ArtStation profiles and job postings and stuff like that. We kind of did know that Blizzard is working on a survival game, but just recently, like right before we made this video, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft suffered a massive amount of layoffs. Almost 2,000 people were let go from various teams, and the thing that was on the chopping block, according to a Bloomberg report, was this Blizzard survival game. They spent a lot of time on it and a lot of money on it, but as of right now, it sounds like it's canceled. So this one might not ever come out. It might hit the gaming history books of another thing that Blizzard was working on that was canceled, along with stuff like StarCraft Ghost and many other things. It's a bummer, I know, and one that might not come out, but I still wanted to talk about it and highlight it. Next, over at number 4, a Final Fantasy X remake might be a thing. This comes from a leaker that has had a decent track record of revealing Final Fantasy stuff early. But this one is a ways off. Apparently, Square Enix wants to release a Final Fantasy X remake in like 2026. It makes sense if you think about it. I mean, the massive success of the Final Fantasy VII remakes mean that they might smell blood in the water. Not blood in the water, I guess money in the water. And there's been so many things thrown around about some of the original creators wanting to remake Final Fantasy VI at some point. Those are exciting headlines, even with the developers saying that that would take a really long time. And then there's been rumors floating around about a Final Fantasy IX remake. So sure, a 10 remake makes sense too. It was on the original PlayStation 2. It was absolutely incredible. It was pretty ahead of its time in terms of like graphics technology. I also really like Final Fantasy X. Hell, I even really like Final Fantasy X too, I'll admit it. But I think there are so many other Final Fantasy games they can still remake first. A lot of the older ones, the ones that are not in 3D. But Square Enix is a big old company, it has a lot of money, so I'm curious to see if this is legit. And if we do see it, it might be in 2026. Now, down at number 3, we have a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. This one is the one that everybody's asking for. This is the one that makes sense with everything they've remade. It really makes sense for them to remake Code Veronica next, but according to a post from someone posing as possibly a QA tester or, you know, like a focus group tester from Japan, it might be a real thing. They posted on 4chan of all places, which, you know, can't totally trust that, but what they posted, you know, in something roughly translated in English does suggest and describe a Code Veronica game with little change-ups on how the game starts and how the tutorial actually takes place during that cool intro sequence that was just CG in the original game. That sounds like something you can't just like pull out of your ass and make up, but I don't know, I've been wrong before. There have been murmurs about this one, a Code Veronica remake swirling around a lot. I think it's pretty likely, but with Capcom, you never really know what they're gonna do next. You can't predict their next move, and again, this is just a post from 4chan, so who knows? Still, I would like to see it because that game is awesome and underrated. Now, down at number 2, The Evil Within 3 might be a thing. Might be leaked by the original creator. We don't know for sure. There's not too much to go on here, but people can't help but be excited. Shinji Mikami posted on his Facebook suggesting that a third game is possible. Now, this is interesting because it was just on his Facebook. It took a while for people to really find it, and also, Shinji Mikami doesn't work at Tango Gameworks anymore. He helped co-found the studio, he led up Evil Within, but he left. So he's not in charge, but people speculate that he could come on board, consult, help write the story, or not even be involved at all. But still, if he feels an Evil Within 3 can happen, even after leaving the studio, maybe even having a little bit more of an objective take on it now, not being directly involved, that could be pretty cool. I mean, survival horror game, you know, those games are in full swing, so anything can really happen. We know that Tango Gameworks is working on other stuff right now, but maybe at some point we'll see an Evil Within 3. And who knows what Shinji Mikami's gonna do next, really. I can't wait to hear more about that. Now, down at number 1, Valve is working on something. You could throw out anything you want. Portal 3, a new Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3. Who knows, dude? But we know that Valve is beefing up in the games department again. They've talked about it publicly, just wanting to make more games, get back into it a little bit. They have proven that with certain releases. The biggest one most recently, Counter-Strike 2. Of course, the incredible Half-Life Alyx. But some people found a LinkedIn profile for a game developer and artist that is working on an unannounced title at Valve, and then another profile of somebody who left working at Valve that quote-unquote at Valve created a variety of prototypes with my team focused on ambitious, never-before-seen gameplay for an unannounced project and developed AI, player mechanics, and puzzles from scratch. So again, some people think that sounds like a new Portal because of the word puzzles, but you know, a lot of Valve's games have puzzles, so who knows? But still, they're working on something, and that is exciting because Valve's spin on games is always very unique and quirky and cool. Will we ever see it? Who knows? Valve is their own company, they make weird decisions, they flow with the wind. It could be literally anything or absolutely nothing, but I'm hoping we hear more officially soon. But hey, those are 10 leaked upcoming games, possibly, that seem pretty interesting. Just some rumors and leaks we wanted to chat about today, some ones that don't always get a ton of headlines, so let us know what you think in the comments. Now, if you like talking games with us every day, we really appreciate it. All you gotta do is click the like button. It really helps us out. And if you're new, consider subscribing, maybe hitting that notification bell because we put out new videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.